welcome to Cargo, a third-person game apparently inspired by SCP Containment Breach and Dead Space. It looked like it had a minimalist visual style, which is something I usually don't care about because it feels like they're usually, I don't know, mashed together a little too But this game looked like it had an interesting creature, at least premise. You know, SCP and Dead Space, I do love both franchises. So it's a third-person shooter horror inspired by both of them. And has a creature in it that might be a little reminiscent of a few possible inspirations that you might know about, but we will get into the game and see if it has the potential that the game store is sort of hinting at.
Attention to all personnel. Proceed to evacuate. An S-class object has escaped from containment. Move to the nearest sector. Stay in until an all-clear announcement is made by the Cargo Special Operations. Thank you for your time.
So that definitely is SCP heavy. Alright, so we're playing a soldier. Let's see, is there information regarding what Cargo stands for? You are a new agent who was sent to clean an infection that occurred in a cargo company, but you'll discover that it was not only an infection. Anything else? It looked like, by the images and the GIFs on the store, GIFs or GIFs, I pronounce them the same way, but either way. Space to interact, I can't shoot right now. This guy's just relaxing. Not sure what Cargo honestly stands for. It doesn't even say it on the game store page. I'd say the animation might need maybe a little bit more, but who knows? It's a little stiff. Could be more. We're walking like, you know, military, like you'd expect to see from like Russian propaganda or China, and it's just like you're just, you know, marching back very formally. It's very strangely uniform. Could use some. Like, I don't know, unless these people are, like, super soldiers and they're not really human, then they don't need to walk, because they, I don't know. I'm just nitpicking, like, the walking seems robotic. I'd presume these people are all human, but, you know, with soldiers, you know, they're just soldiers. Presumably, I don't fucking know anything. Strange, he has a Class C infection, but it wasn't what killed him. You know, I had heard from a friend of mine there is another company like ours. Same problems, you know, containment leaks, scientists dying. He also told me that they had once caught some kind of giant peanut thing. Crazy. Some peanut thing.
Alright!
Alright, rookie. You said that black thing in the bottom there, we have to get rid of all of them. Just get close to them and press right mouse button. Or left trigger to aim, right trigger to fire. Don't touch them because they infect you, and that's not covered by insurance. We can't move and shoot at the same time. And unlike in Dead Space, you'd be more, you know, if you're playing Dead Space with a controller, which was mostly preferred, I'd have to try again. I remember a long time ago when I first played Dead Space, the problem was when you try to play Dead Space on PC, the lag was so unbearable. Like, you know, like this, say, if we're aiming with this mouse cursor, it's very precise, like, in Dead Space, it was really laggy. Like there was a delay, and I remember vertical sync being an issue, and like the game wasn't really best optimized with PC. But I think Dead Space 2 I think fixed all that shit. But Dead Space 1 I remember being a problem on PC. So you'd play with it with a controller, and as a controller it's an analog stick, so you'd be like, you know, kind of slow, But on a PC with precise movement, it's not an issue. Also, I guess I don't have to reload, nor inspect these. Nor is there recoil. No recoil. No threat. No reloading. And no flashlight.
Alright!
Hey, new kid, good job removing those things. Go down and continue cleaning. I want a shotgun. Almost got too close to that thing. Something bad's about to happen. I don't like the fact that like the gun's shadow is just sort of always there when I'm aiming. It kind of bugs me. The flashlight's clearly like to the left of the gun. It keeps highlighting the shadow of it. Best to remove that fucking shit. Otherwise, let's see where this immersion takes us. Need backup in Sector 9. Repeat, we need backup. This is where we came from. Well, that's an S-class, I guess, we don't want to run into. Oh, jeez. Alright, spend less time shooting. Less time shooting, more time evading. I don't know what happens if I touch them, if I get hurt or die. I have no idea. Yep. Shit. I touched it. Alright. Touch equals death. Gotta be extra careful, even though I have to run fucking balls fast. Whoa. He's right behind me, man. Uh-oh. Not a good sign. Oh, oh, oh. Push the button. He's like right on my ass, but the cutscene is really far away. Oh, come on, he'd T-1000 those doors open, come on. I like that at least they have it, the coloration changes when an SCP is around. Or not an SCP, when a something class creature is near you, the coloration changes. But honestly, I think the minimalist style kind of probably, I'm not sure if I would say it ruins it or just makes it less immersive. Like, the monster design is a stark contrast, or it is minimalistic because it has, like, sort of no textures. Not actually sure, because, like, if I look at the model, it's got the most detail out of everything else. It's like a stark difference, which artistically I can understand, because like, you look at the soldiers, they're just blue-eyed, but mostly bluish gray, and there's not a lot of detail going on with them. But you look at the monster, it's got like shit poking out of it, a thing in its chest where its heart would be, a TV with a lot of detail, like cords and straps around it or something. Just the body physique of the creature is extremely unique. So you could sort of maybe put like an artistic thing saying like, oh, well, monsters are hyper detailed to the best of, you know, it still being a minimalist visual game, but everything else is plain. Like the world is still squarish and lacking textures. I don't know. A part of me doesn't like it, but a part of me at least likes the artistic sort of side of it. Like I was saying, like everything that is human or that is on your side is clean, almost clean to a fault. Sort of like if compared to the movie Equilibrium, perhaps, where everything was, you know, white, black, blank, no emotions, just the job, very clean. And the monster, on the other hand, is colorful. It's got color. It's got, I mean, it's a muddy color, but you know, it's yellow, it's orange, it's red, and it changes the color all around you when it's getting close to you. So I can see that if that's what they were intentionally going for, but just, I don't know, maybe it's just for me, just personally, the cleanliness of the soldiers and everything being, you know, the gray-blue palette is sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know if it's like it breaks immersion for me, or it's just like, it's hard to get into it because the world is so sterile. But like when you compare it to, say, Dead Space, or compare it even to SCP Containment Breach, none of them have a minimalist style. In Dead Space, its atmosphere and level design was extremely detailed, and you know, you couldn't go anywhere without knowing that the developers, and especially in Dead Space 1, put painstaking amount of details into every area. The same can't be said here. So, I mean, I guess the issue would be, in SCP Containment Breach, it is a procedurally generated map layout of tunnels and doors and the sewer section, the above section, the office section. I can't even remember all the sections, but you know, anyone who's played SCP knows what I'm talking about. And it's a means of getting to location A to location B to getting keycards to do the accomplishments. Dead Space is definitely not like that. It's about level design and immersing you in the level. So in terms of Dead Space inspiration, I would just say, a game like this needs more Dead Space in it. In Dead Space, the benefits, or at least the pros I would put, would be level design and the immersion that all the levels do in the level design in Dead Space. This has very little Dead Space, except for it being a third-person shooter. The monster is, I guess you could say, a mix. Accurately, it is a balance. It is a classified, you know, S-class creature reminiscent of SCP Containment Breach, and also sort of chases you down, something you'd expect from Dead Space. But otherwise, I would definitely go crazier for the game if it had more level design that is like Dead Space. But obviously, if this is a solo developer's kind of shit, it'd be kind of hard to, you know, expect that, especially if they're actually going for a minimalist level design style, because then it would just never really be Dead Space like. Because to me, Dead Space is all about the sounds. The sounds in Dead Space were, for anyone that's obviously played Dead Space or a fan of Dead Space, the sounds were amazing. The sound engineering, the sound design was fucking amazing. And the level design were all immersive and fucking amazing. But you won't get that, or I wouldn't expect to get that in this. So that would be my only critique. As for whether or not the developer can change or would change a minimalist visual style and would be able to make great level design or comparable standalone, of course, because if they're solo or tiny team, it's going to be obviously hard to accomplish what Dead Space staff did. But those are my critiques that they can measure, or just they could even be self-aware already about it. But that's my feedback. That me, someone who loves both franchises, my expectations would be sound design. The sound design in this game, I'd say, could be more invasive. Because, like, say, when I was in the area, what was it? Prior to being chased, when you're in the room, what was it? When there's a lot more bodies in the room and there's more shit happening in your ears, the ambience was cranking up. It didn't feel aggressive enough, I would argue. It was growing tense compared to the start, but it wasn't angry enough. I don't know. But anyway, sound design and level design is Dead Space's, just, I don't know, is its art. But outside of that, I'll stop my ranting. Hope you enjoyed otherwise, and see at least the potential that I still see in this game. The monster design and the presentation is all good. Especially for being a demo, it's work in progress. The presentation of the creatures' animations are good, could be a little less stiff. When it comes to it chasing you, it is very formal walking. If I stared at it chasing me, it would just sort of walk, but walk without bobbing, weaving. There's a lack of human movement, which also breaks immersion, but again, it's hard to really complain about what one person can do without it taking years. But still, presentation, good. And the monster was pretty cool. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, comment, hit that subscribe button, become a full subscriber, hit the bell notification down below for updates on my videos. Thank you for watching. Until the next time.